considered updating your kitchen faucet? Contractor Darren Voros has a quick and easy way to do just that.
When it comes to replacing a faucet, there's lots of different options in terms of faucets, but it's really quite a simple process. We want to make sure we follow the process step by step. A simple tip that I like to use is test the water to see that it's on, then get underneath your sink and turn your isolation valves in the off position, and then check it again. Now I know that the water is off. If you don't have isolation valves at your kitchen sink, you want to make sure you go down to the main water supply and turn the house water off, and then you can proceed from there. So I like to put my headlamp on. It's not super sexy, but it is very handy. So I'm going to put that on, and I'm going to get right down underneath. Simply loosen these 3 screws here. Screw this lock nut out of place, and that releases the tap. Now I want to disconnect the water supply lines from the isolation valves with a simple lock nut wrench. And that's it. The tap is free and clear, and I can start to look at removing the tap from the countertop. Now I'm simply going to grab the new tap, feed the water lines down through the single hole. Now you kind of have to be strategic about that just to make sure that they all fit, so you kind of have to feed one at a time. Now the tap comes with a big wrench like this and some simple lock nuts again, and slide them over all the water lines together. I'm going to take my wrench and I'm going to finish off tightening the tap to the underside of the countertop so that it doesn't move. Just making sure that my tap's in its final location here. Now this tap is marked very simply. The hot water line has a red sticker and the cold water line doesn't have any sticker. I now want to connect the spray, which is a simple push-in connection. I just take this plastic fitting and clip it in underneath. Last part of the process here is I'm going to connect this weight, and the manufacturer of this tap has done a nice job, Dave, showing us where to do that by giving us a nice white sticker on the actual water line. I turn on my isolation valves again. Water is running to the tap. When we come up above, test our tap. Make sure the pull-out section is not leaking at all. And there you have it. Brand new faucet.
With faucet options to suit your home and budget, joining us is contractor Darren Voros. There are so many options out there.
So this is like a fraction of the amount of options we have, yeah.
It is hard to choose, but you're going to give us sort of a little tour of some of the more popular faucets out there, so you can have some fun with this. Maybe you don't want to renovate your whole kitchen. Maybe all you're looking for is a new faucet, and that's going to update the space.
Absolutely.
So let's start with that one over there.
I started with the most basic faucet you could ever buy. It's just a single handle faucet, but really no options. Doesn't have any spray, very simple. So maybe you're replacing this one with something a little bit newer and nicer. I wanted to show this too because all of these faucets are available in a single hole version, but if you've got an older sink that's got 3 holes in it already, it comes with a simple cover plate, so you can use a single hole version on a 3-hole sink.
So there you go.
Yeah.
You've got that on the bottom there, and it's going to cover all of that good stuff like there.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, next we have this, which is a little bit more fancy.
Yeah, I mean, this is you know, a simple step up. I like this one because it's got flexibility here.
Yeah.
You can move it all the way around the sink. The only thing that I would say that I've heard complaints about this type of faucet is, you see all of this section here?
Yeah.
It gets dirty, and it's really difficult to clean.
Yes.
So I know a lot of people are sort of shying away from these. They looked great for many years, and now people are sort of moving away from them to more of these sort of solid options.
Got it, because that's like chicken bacteria in there. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just hard to get in there.
So
at least if you have something like this.
Yeah, this is new, right? Do you know what color this is called?
Is it like bronze?
Champagne bronze.
Champagne bronze, is it?
Yes, this is it.
It's beautiful.
So this is a sort of a pull-out. This is pull-out and spray option, right?
Yeah.
And so this one is a pretty standard faucet as well, but it's your basic, just a different color. Really.
It's beautiful though, and I like the fact that when you pull it out, like this is black. Like that's new. We're seeing a lot of black coming back into kitchens.
Absolutely.
Sort of like the 80s, but done really nice and elegantly now, because that's a gorgeous color combo right there.
Yeah.
That makes a statement.
So next, all right. So this is a simple sort of low profile version. This is not pull down, it's pull out.
Okay.
So this is, you know, basically same option where you've got the pull out and you've got the spray option there as well.
Yeah.
But this one just, you know what, a lot of kitchens now are being designed with a very linear sort of upper cabinets.
That's true.
And so you're not having the window over the sink, something like that.
Right.
So this option allows you to have sort of your upper cabinets still there, and then you're not dealing with the arch of these other taps here. So I like this one. It's actually what I installed in one of my latest projects because the upper cabinets are quite low, and this one pulls straight out as opposed to having the big arch on it.
Got it. Now, none of these are the kind where you just do that and the water comes on, are they?
Wait for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like the faucet of my dreams, where you don't have to touch anything and you just do that and it turns on.
This one.
That's cute.
This is a pot filler.
Oh, got it.
So this one actually gets attached to the wall.
Yeah.
And it sits over top of your stove.
Right. That makes sense.
You know, in new houses now, like it's incredible. So there's usually a tap by the sink, or sorry, a tap by the window usually, the sink.
Yep.
Then there's one in the island, and then they're putting one over the stove as well. So you have 3 taps in new houses and kitchens.
Wow. Do you think that's really necessary?
Yes. Yes. Somebody just said yes.
In me is like, I don't know.
This is nice. I mean, if you're filling a pot and it's on the stove, it is nice to have it there, and it's a simple. It you know, comes back to the wall when you're not using it, and then slides out when you are.
It's a beautiful addition, and let's say you have a big family. Let's say you're cooking constantly. It would make sense in your space to have something like this.
For sure.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so now...
Last but not least.
Hi, pretty.
So
hello.
This one is a pretty standard faucet in terms of what else is here, but you'll see this little cable right here. And this cable hooks up to a battery pack.
Okay.
And this is the one where you just literally touch it with the back of your hand.
Yeah, and then
it turns on. Touch it with the back of your hand, it turns off.
So good.
So
Can you hold that for a second?
Yeah, I love I
can look at some of the features.
It's also pull out. It's got spray. It's all the stuff. But it, you can use the touchless option.
That
which
is
I like.
so cool.
I'm always doing like food prep in my kitchen, and I never want to touch the handle because again, it's like kind of gross. Yeah.
So in terms of installation, though, are any of these more difficult to install, or are they all pretty much the same hardware?
They're all pretty standard. You know, I mean, I just went to Home Depot and I grabbed all these. You can go there, and all of these, when you grab them from your home center, they have simple instructions on how to install.
Got it.
The biggest thing I can say is always just make sure the water is turned off.
Yes.
Because that's the biggest thing. I've seen lots of people flood their kitchens and the rest of their houses. So always #1 priority, make sure your water's turned off, and then really it's simple in terms of, is it a single hole, is it a triple hole?
Yeah.
What else you got? Soap dispensers you can add. There's all kinds of things. So lots of different options.
I love it when people can try it themselves. But me, I'm just going to call you, okay, Darren? Thank you for that. Let's